Hello and welcome to this, our final episode of 2022 on the Electronic Cafe. What a year it's been. What a great way to close out the year, where Mark and I tell you who the albums that we think are the best 30 of this year. I won't lie, it's really difficult to do this because I will start with my 30, Mark starts with 30.
In true Playground style, we both chose our own top 30 favourite albums of 2022. Many, of course, were the same, so for fairness, we literally took it in turns until we had our joint top 30. Then we had the unenviable task of putting them together and putting them in order.
There's a lot of albums that we left out. The qualifying criteria of this, it has to be on vinyl, but we will do a special mention at the end of the show for those that either didn't quite make it, but we just feel they deserve to be recognised, or was on CD and a great album, but just, you know, couldn't put it in the charts, it wasn't on vinyl. So that's what we did. So hope you enjoy looking at some of the great albums that were released this year. Again, another brilliant year for music.
Of course, music is subjective, so remember, this is our Electronic Cafe Top 30.
So each year it just seems to get tougher and tougher for both Mark and I, but really hope you enjoy what we think are the best 30 albums of this year. So let's kick off, and we'll start with, we say we have 15 each. So let's kick off with my 15th favourite album of the year. Okay, so let's get this best of 2022 started. And in at number 15 is the brilliant Hannah Peel and the Paraorchestra with the atmospheric The Unfolding.
Number 15 for me, the electro synth pop of Heartware by Italo, Brutalo. My number 14, their first studio album since 2002, Happiness Not Included by Soft Cell.
Why are we here in this miserable town? Tears running down our faces, finding our place in this sad little world. Good luck to you and goodbye to it all. We're leaving.
At number 14, the shoegaze synth pop genius of Hatchie and Giving the World Away. At 13, Shearwater and the incredible The Great Awakening.
No, this is over. And what have you done? What have you learned from all these stubborn people?
My number 13 choice is a record spanning many electronic genres, the excellent Slight Variations by Fujiya and Miyagi.
In at number 12, always delivering, Curses in Incarnadine.
Number 12 for me, no stranger to electronic music. In the past, working with the Pet Shop Boys and electronic, is Fever Dreams Part 1 to 4 by Johnny Marr.
I'm stealing energy, some for you, some for me. The darkness comes, the night will fall. On and on, we hear it call. Now, time has come.
At number 11, the Canadian indie rock electronic outfit Metric return with their 8th studio album Formentera.
Pennies in jars of clay, heaviest fragile beast, further ahead than me. I've got so far to go, so give my soul some peace.
And my number 11, great new band, PVA, with the brilliant Blush.
For me, and number 10, the debut solo album from the XX vocalist and bassist Oliver Sim, Hideous Bastard, an ambitious, bold and stunning electronic album.
Okay, so at number 10, the glorious, stunning soundscapes of Deserta with every moment and everything you need. What an album. Number 9. Now, unfortunately, the album has been released and it is out on vinyl, but it's still on its way to me. But the album that came in at number 9 is by the rather magnificent Minimal Schlager with Love, Sex and Dreams. Great album, brilliant band. Apparently they're coming to the UK in January. Go see them live.
At number 9 for me, hailing from his childhood fascination with space, Peter Fitzpatrick, aka Circuit 3, gives us another retro-futuristic synth-pop album, Technology of Youth, heavily influenced by the classic era of 80s synth-pop. Go back and check out our interview with Circuit 3.
At number 8, our good friend Rodney Cromwell and the rather genius album Memory Box, with one of my favourite tracks of the year on here as well. Stunning piece of work.
The words they won't fall, so we get lost to whispers and chains. Try to think of your face, so the memory fades. I dream of you, regardless.
My number 8 is Directions of the Heart, the wonderful 18th studio album by Simple Minds, back at their confident anthemic best, mixing essences of both the past and present Simple Minds, with plenty of swagger. A great album.
And as the skies above turn to crimson red, hear the memories, all you said, I couldn't live, no matter what you put me through. First you jump, then get wings, escaping all that hurt you. The trauma.
At number 7, a little bit funkier than I'd normally go for, but this album, every time I put it on, everyone just loves it. So do I. It's absolutely grown on me. Incredible piece of electronic dance music. It's got so much depth to it. It's Gabe Gurnsey and the brilliant album called Diablo.
Never gonna give up. Never gonna leave you low. Never gonna leave you high. Gonna take you by surprise. You remind me of a sunrise. You remind me of a good time. You remind me of those long nights.
My number 7 is the brilliant Everything Was Forever by Sea Power, formerly known as British Sea Power, an album that's bold and idiosyncratic, and it's a band that's full of stark originality. A great album full of anthems, some driving and some of sweeping beauty.
In this all together, if you ever come back again, will you be more than a witness to the weather? What have you done, my dear? What have you done, my dear? All the things used to mean so much to me.
And my number 6, I have As I Try Not to Fall Apart by White Lies, their 6th studio album, an expansive record chock full of hooks and anthemic electro synth rock bangers.
Told me all my friends were on their way, and I'm just late in the game. But oh God, I don't wanna go to Mars. What kind of brainwashed idiot does? It's all a lie, rotten life in jars. They branded the dream of ages.
And at number 6, it's like they've never been away. Susanna and Claudia from Propaganda come back under the newly titled xPropaganda with The Heart Is Strange. Mark and I were lucky enough to see these guys at the garage, and we also were fortunate to bump into JJ Jexelic, as you know was one of the key producers for their earlier stuff and came on our show. Amazing album, ladies. Absolutely amazing.
Feeding on the rhythm, I've tried to kick the habit. Tell it like it is, you've got to say it how it is. Don't mess with me. Don't you mess with me. You know it's self-defense, what's making me so tense. I know I've gone too far, but now I don't know how to stop. Don't mess with me.
Okay, so now we're at the real meat of the bone with my top 5 and Mark's top 5. Who's going to make up the best 5 albums of 2022? For me, at number 5 is the incredible Blancmange and a private view. You know, some people talk about things getting better with age. Neil Arthur totally fits that category. I mean, we were fortunate enough to interview him. One of the nicest, most down-to-earth and funniest guys I've ever met, but also one hell of an artist. And Mark and I saw him live in Colchester. He blew our socks off. This is a great album, an absolute testament to a man who's totally in touch with what's going on in the world and just gets better and better with every album he produces. Thoroughly deserved to be in our top 5 of 2022.
After the battle, the winner spoil takes their reward. But can you show me? Can you show me? Can you take me all the way?
In at number 5 for me is St. Leopards by Air-Cooled. The Air-Cooled sound is metronomic krautrock, La Dusseldorfer Neu mixed with pie corner audio with psychedelic guitars, driving bass lines, rising synths and block rocking beats. It has been described as guitar-tainted machine rock, or if you prefer, krautrock in hot pants. A great album, go check it out.
So at number 4, something's happened by chance, I guess, when you discover bands. So Mark and I were down in Brighton. We met one of Wolfgang's guys, and he asked us if we knew of a band called Strom, and we said no. Tell us more. And we heard the track. He plays the track on the phone. Really piqued my curiosity, so I went, right, I'm going to dig a bit deeper. And these guys work with Nick McCarthy from Franz Ferdinand, but what an album. It is lush in sounds of big synths, guitars, everything that you want in a great album. So this had to feature, and feature very highly, but deservedly so. So at number 4 for me is Strom and the album NR2.
My number 4 is the 7th studio album from Editors, EBM, an exciting mix of electronics, rock, a relentless assault from start to finish. EBM is a breathless record and Editors are on fire.
Burn a cause in my arm and fight. We were always meant for this. Shot through the dark, my reason to exist. Why? No one will love you more than I do. I could promise you that.
My number 3 album for 2022 is Go Go Sapiens by EMF. Released 27 years after their last album, EMF are not on any nostalgia trip with this electronic indie dance record. An album full of hooks, melodies, weight, poise and grace. We absolutely love it. Go check out our Electronic Cafe interview with James Atkin earlier in the year.
Nice in her house, she's got the word on the street. She's got a can of kerosene, so cheap and unforeseen. She's got a bad, bad seat. She's got the grit between her teeth. She's got the heat. She's got the ice. Ready to explode. She's got the sister sounds mister. That's what I missed you.
So at number 3 is by a band who was my number 1 in 2020. The brilliant Working Men's Club. Absolutely love the way these guys are heading, loving what they're doing. Fortunate enough to be going to see them, so I might have seen them by the time this airs. I'm seeing them on December the 15th at the O2 Forum. Can't wait. Think these guys are just going to get bigger and bigger. Bearing in mind they are incredibly young, but my God, their angst, their emotion, the sound, everything they produce is just brilliant. They are going to be, well, they're big now. They're going to be huge, I think. So definitely one of my favourite albums of the year. These guys always produce. Working Men's Club and the fantastic Fear Fear. Deserved top 3 album for 2022.
She's a killer, she's a heart attack. There's a woman dressed in black. She's a killer, she's a heart attack. There's a woman dressed in black. She's a killer, she's a heart attack. There's a woman dressed in black. She's a killer, she's a heart attack. There's a woman dressed in black. She's a killer, she's a heart attack.
At number 2 is a band that I've absolutely fallen in love with over the last couple of years. And again, through complete fate, I was in Slip Discs in Billericay, a little record shop in the High Street. And on this band's previous album, it had Talk Talk Sound Alike. And I thought, really? No, I'm going to sound like Talk Talk other than Talk Talk. And that's still true. However, the guy in the store played me 5 seconds or 10 seconds of a track. As soon as I heard it, I went, I'm buying that. And this is the incredible Low Moon. As you know, of people who watch the show regularly, Mark and I interviewed the fantastic Matt Lau, the lead singer of this band. They're supporting Metric next year in the UK, so go and see them if you can. I was fortunate enough to see them at a venue in King's Cross, the Lafayette, and me and my cousin who was down there, Greg, hey mate, we just thought we witnessed something special. These guys just lit the place up, sound-wise, song-wise, structure, vocals, everything was just off the charts. One of the best gigs I saw this year, definitely. And I go to a lot of gigs, but this album, and the first one, to be fair, are brilliant. But I just love the way these guys are, or the direction they're heading in. Great, the front man in Matt. But the songs on this are just so good. It had to figure highly in the chart for me personally. Hope you like it if you haven't got it already. Great band, look out for them. Low Moon, they're going to be huge.
Listen to my beat. Is it too fast? Am I too far? I wanna go again. I wanna go again. Oh, here we 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 go again.
My number 2 album for 2022 is the thrilling Magazine 1 by electronic music pioneer Wolfgang Flür, along with his musical partner Peter Dugal. A stunning record full of lyrical humanism and an identifiable modern retro electro palette, not to mention appearances by Midure, Peter Hook, Claudia Brooken and U96. A great album, and Magazine 2 is coming soon. Why not also check out our Electronic Cafe with Wolfgang Flür from earlier this year, where we discussed this album.
Meet me in the West Midlands, watching from a higher stance, like an old woman of sense.
Mark and I do want to give them special mentions for bands that either just didn't quite make it or we just couldn't include because they were on CD, but we just know they need to be absolutely acknowledged. Beach House, great album. In the Nursery, TVAM, Brothers Green, Resplendor, Gang of Youth, Andy Bell, Le Cliché, Unify Separate, Electronaut, Gemma Cullingford, Paul Thomas Saunders, Julia Sophie, Pie Corner Audio, Acid Klaus. Great albums that, say, we just couldn't quite squeeze them in much as we'd love to, or they were on CD only, but all, for me and Mark, worthy of a mention.
So here it is. My number one album for 2022 is Auto Fiction by Suede. Their fantastic 9th studio album and an absolute belter. Described by Brett Anderson as their punk record, no whistles and bells, just the 5 of them in a room with all the glitches and fuck-ups revealed. However, I would disagree. I feel that description pays it a disservice. It's raw, angry maybe, but an album chock full of hooks, beautiful instrumentation with the guitars and synths colliding to create invigorating sheets of sound which grabs you by the balls. I would say lyrically it's one of their most personal albums yet. Don't be put off by any lazy Britpop labelling. This is a fantastic album. Go and see what I'm talking about and check it out for yourself. Well done, boys.
Sitting in the bathroom and kitten hills, and people seem to know how we feel. 15 again.
And so to my number one album choice of 2022 on the Electronic Cafe, it is the rather amazing AOTY by the incredible Telefish. This is a combination of the incredible Cathal Coghlan, who was in a band I remember very well, Fatima Mansions. Loved what he did there. He teamed up with Jackknife Lee, who obviously is a producer well known for his work with bands like R.E.M. and U2. A few other artists on this as well, like Will Sargent, Jar Wobble, and Sean O'Hagan. But I love the first album they did. But this one, to me, just took it to another level. So, you know, AOTY is just off the charts good. It's got a bit of David Byrne in it, Talking Heads, a bit of LCD, but very much Cathal's amazing vocals, lyrics, and the production genes of Jackknife Lee just make this a stellar piece of work. You know, it's got everything I love in an album. It ticks all my boxes. Sadly, Cathal passed earlier this year. I found out through one of our friends on Electronic Cafe who informed me. And, you know, sadly it means that there'll be no more Telefish music. You know, very sad to hear, but my God, what a legacy of these two albums to before he departed. Absolutely amazing album. Treasure this. It's special. I just think creatively it's right up there. And my favourite album of 2022. So it's Telefish, and the album's called AOTY.
Want to know? Bunk bed, clear head. Cling to the true you. Sing, sing, whistle and grin. Try not to think what peril you're in.
But I just want to say a big thank you to all the guests that have really helped Electronic Cafe go to another level. But just as importantly, you guys out there for watching us, encouraging us, giving us so much support. We just love doing this for you guys as well, because we just want everyone to find new amazing bands and revisit some of the legends that we all love. So look forward to an incredible 2023. There's going to be some more massive announcements. So look out for some great stuff coming on the Electronic Cafe. In the meantime, have a wonderful Christmas. And Mark and I just wish you all a healthy, happy and prosperous new year. Bye-bye for now.
Have a great Christmas. Happy New Year. Take care and we'll see you in 2023. Bye-bye.